you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers pregame presented by Bet365. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games on this orange and black Friday here in the Xfinity studio. Joining me today, it's Philly's #1 hockey beat writer, Charlie O'Connor. What's up today, Chuck?
Not too much. Before we kick this off, I just want to thank everyone that has tuned in to watch the pregame show, because obviously there are other things you could watch right now, namely the Eagles game. And if you are watching this pregame show at 3:30 on Black Friday and choosing to watch us talk about the Philadelphia Flyers, I really appreciate it. Because
you're a real one.
You're a real one. Either you just don't like the Eagles, which fair. You might be a hockey only person. We do have viewers that are like that.
A lot of out-of-towners.
Or you are so interested and invested in the success of both the Flyers and the PHLY show that you're watching this pregame show. So I just want to thank you.
Either way, we greatly appreciate it. Happy Black Friday, Thanksgiving, kickoff to the holiday season. We got some stuff to sell you on this Black Friday.
We sure do.
We got the Black Friday sale going on right now. Earlier in the week, it was diehards only, but now it's opened up to everybody. 30% off, I'm pretty sure everything, up to 90% off. Clearance items. You can get some awesome deals on the ALLCITY store right now. Go to allphly.com, click that merch tab, or go to store.allcitynetwork.com. Lots of stuff going on. If you are one of those Eagles fans tuned in, you can get yourself something like this World Effin' Champ shirt. This hat I'm wearing, I'm a big fan. Charlie has the PHLY Phillies shirt.
The PHLY Phillies shirt.
Lots of great Flyers merch as well.
I really like if talking Eagles, I really like the Jalen Hurts, the 16-bit with him smoking the cigar.
I like that a lot.
That's a great one. But Flyers merch, honestly, I feel like we haven't been pushing the dry guy, the fly guy shirt enough. Now that Drysdale is actually turning the corner and playing well.
Yeah. We got to check that out. And maybe like you want to wear that dry guy, the fly guy, to like a game that's kind of meaningful for him personally. Well, you can come with us to the Anaheim game. Sure. It's that simple. All you got to do, go to allphly.com/events. We are taking a road trip. That's right. It is PHLY and Philly Sports Trips California takeover. We're going to go see Flyers Ducks in Anaheim. We're going to go see Flyers Kings in LA. And we're going to have a watch party for the Sharks game. Oh, and John LeClaire is going to be there as well. You can have a meet and greet with the Flyers legend himself. All of this going on right now, and guess what? Yeah, maybe it's a little in the future, March 17th to the 22nd. Got to save up for it. I understand there's a payment plans you can get in, but right now with code PHLY200, $200 off this trip out to Anaheim. What better? Like a scalper once told me outside of a Flyers game, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Go on out to California with us, allphly.com/events.
William, I feel like that quote has now just become one of your life mottos.
It really has, probably much to the chagrin of my wife.
Like, should I have that extra piece of turkey?
Yeah,
I should.
Always treat yourself. And yeah, you see right there, one of our awesome hockey shirts as well, our newest release on the store on the bottom of your screen there. I'm a big fan of that one. All right, Charlie, do we have any sort of lineup information outside of the goaltender yet?
I don't think we have it yet. I think Jackie's the only one who's there. It was actually a very, I think she probably would have went anyway, but given the fact that she's her family's from Brooklyn, this was a very easy trip for her to do. She probably went up for Thanksgiving dinner and then just went right over to the game.
Man, I had no idea she was from Brooklyn.
I know.
Having heard her speak, there's no dead giveaways at all.
You can't tell from her voice even a little bit.
Love Jackie. So Rick Tocchet told us there are some game time decisions, so we are awaiting on actual lineup information. We'll see if Grabenkins comes in. We'll see if Delorier stays in. We'll see if Delorier comes back in.
Right.
We'll see if both play, because maybe the game time decisions are in the top 9. We'll see about
we do know the goalie.
The Zamula rotation, but we can tell you about Sam Ersson because our pal Sam Ersson is up against the team he always beats. Sam Ersson,
you love that stat.
It was Niittymaki against the Thrashers.
Okay.
Oh, I think he was like 17-0 or something against them. That's what I want to see Ersson get to against the Isles. He is 4-0-0 in 5 career starts against the Islanders, 9-13 with a .240 and 1 shutout. He had this one no decision where he got pulled after the first period against the Isles. And it was
then
Ivan
they won
Fedotov's
anyway?
debut. They lost in overtime.
Oh.
They came back and tied it.
Oh, that was the Fedotov game.
It was the Fedotov debut. They came back and tied it and
He
lost.
made the big breakaway save on Matt
Yeah.
Barzal. That was that game, right?
But
right.
Ersson for the season, you see the numbers. They're not pretty. But I do feel like he's been, a little better than the numbers. I wouldn't say he's been fantastic. They do tend to win when he plays. He has won some games despite the ugly numbers. But I think this is a real opportunity for him to maybe get his footing today against this Islanders team.
I hope so. And we both agree, because he did play one game this week. He played the Tampa game, and we both agreed that he was fine.
Yeah.
He was,
No, team sucked.
on a night where everyone on the team played poorly, Ersson was the best performing out of everybody. I wouldn't say he was incredible, but he was fine. It was another one of those games where if you watched it, the numbers did not reflect the quality of his play. I'm not saying he deserved a shutout,
No.
but it was a game where, fairly, that was probably a 900 save percentage game that turns out to look awful because the only shots the Flyers gave up are really high quality.
I would say he was their best player in that game.
I would say so too.
It just turns out that
Yeah.
the bar was incredibly low that
If
day.
you remember, in my 3 stars, he got second star, and the first star was you. If you watched that entire game,
Anybody who hung on to the third period, you get a star.
Yeah.
Much like Nipple Guy got the honorary 4th star the other night. Everyone was a big fan of that. Put it in the group chat. People were dying laughing.
it's fantastic.
Yeah. So it'll be Sam Ersson in there today. I know you don't put a ton of stock into the career number thing. I do tend to look at it as the Islanders have been the same team for the last 3 years, and that's what we're looking at here. It's not as if he's had a 10-year career, and it's yeah, man, the Islanders back in 2007, he was great against them. Yes, those numbers would mean nothing, but he has had a decent amount of success against this team, and it's most of the same core.
I think, so I guess where I look at it is I don't put stock really in the idea that, he's got Matt Barzal's number and these guys just can't score on him. I don't really put too much stock in that. I guess I put a little stock in the mental aspect of it. The idea that maybe Ersson just feels a little bit better about himself going into a game against a team that he's consistently won against, as opposed to teams that he's consistently struggled against. So I do think there might be a little bit of something to that. But I mean, he gives up 2 quick goals because they blow a coverage on the back door 2 straight times. I don't think he's going to be feeling too good, regardless whether it's the Islanders or the Panthers or the Lightning or the Colorado Avalanche, as good as they are. So I think it can go so far. But maybe he goes in this game feeling a little bit more confident because he's I always kick the crap out of this team.
All right, we have the lineup. We do have today's lineup, courtesy of Jackie Spiegel, Charlie, and it doesn't look like we've got any major changes here. It is Kate centering Foerster and Konechny. We've seen that line together.
So it's the same lineup.
Dvorak, Zegras, Tippett, Kutz, Michkov, Brink, and then, of course, Abels, Grebenkin, Hathaway. So Grebenkin stays in. D'Lo stays out. And on the defensive side, of course, Ersson starting, but York, Sanheim, Andrae, Drysdale stays together after a brief limiting of Andre's minutes in the first period last game.
There was a hiccup, and then they controlled
the
final
back,
2 periods.
Then he came back and played well in the second and third.
Right.
And then it'll be Sealer, Juleson. So Zamula stays on the sideline.
So the exact same lineup
same line.
Yeah, as the game against the Panthers, which makes sense. They won that game. They go on the road. They beat a really good Panthers team, obviously 2-time defending champs. Not having Barkov and Tkachuk makes it easier, but it's still a good team. I don't think anybody thinks that team, even without those guys, is not going to cruise to a playoff spot. And you went into to their home arena, you beat them. It makes perfect sense that if everyone was able to play, and Talk had said a couple hours ago there were some game time decisions, but it makes perfect sense that if everyone was able to play, they would roll the same lineup, because why not?
All right. They did, and I've kind of credited Tocchet along the way this season with one thing I've liked. Even after a win, he's not we have to keep the same lineup. But that was a really strong game against a pretty decent opponent, despite any early season struggles Florida had. They've been playing well up to that point. And you went in, scored 4 unanswered, and looked real good doing it, at least in the final 40 minutes. That first period was kind of an S show, but
yeah, it was
after
ugly.
that, I'd say they controlled the pace of the game for most of the final 40 minutes.
Yeah, I would say the second period was a mixed bag. They were opportunistic. They certainly looked better than they did in the first. The third period, though, I thought was a great period.
Yeah.
I put in my article, I felt like the Flyers in the third period, they out-Panthered the Panthers. They were playing a heavy game. They were generating a lot of chances. I know they didn't generate a lot of shots on goal, but there were a lot of chances. And it did, in a way, and this is why I thought they out-Panthered the Panthers, it felt like they kind of wore them down a little bit. It felt like by the end of the game, those final 2 goals, those are not, transition rush chances. The first one, it was a controlled entry, but then they set up the cycle. They're moving the puck around. Foerster takes the one shot that hurts Aaron Ekblad, gets the puck back and blasts it. That is a wear them down, grind it out goal. And then the game clinching goal, the one that Couturier scores with like 20 seconds left, that's a dump and retrieval, and they're just digging, and he tips it past Bobrovsky. Those are hard-working goals that come about after you've worn out an opponent.
That fourth goal, like the third one is the winner. That's huge. Foerster gets it. I love that he takes out Ekblad and then goes, well, shooting again. Love that. That fourth goal was like the best I've seen them forecheck in 10 years.
Yeah,
that was just straight up hard work.
And I'm sure the Panthers are shell shocked a little bit. They know they're probably going to lose the game because they give up the changing goal with 44 seconds left. But it doesn't take away anything from the work the Flyers did.
No. All right, a couple of things I do want to talk about. That second and third period, I thought the Flyers really improved, but it became, Charlie, the 9th straight time and the 16th out of 22 games they have allowed the first goal.
They keep doing it.
It's truly incredible that this team keeps doing this. And then, you look at the record and go, wow, they're pretty good. They're even over regular 500. They're not just, over hockey 500. And you look at what they've done this season. They've allowed the first goal in 16 of 22. They are 9-5-2 when allowing the first goal, which is a 625 points percentage, which is just an awesome points percentage overall. They are 5-3-2 when trailing after the first, because a lot of times, they give up the first one, then they at least tie it up, maybe even take the lead, they answer. It's not like they're down, but recently it's been, oh no, we're down 1 or 2. And they still have a winning record and a 600 points percentage when they're trailing after the first period. Is this as simple as Tocchet or whoever being like, all right, boys, we know what we're supposed to do. Let's just reinforce it in the locker room. Is the timing of goals not that? Yeah, man, everyone's going to get 2 in this game. It's very rare a team has 0 or 1. And we just happen to score ours after they score theirs. What is it about this team? I don't accept small sample size anymore. It's been 22 games.
I mean, that's still a pretty small sample size.
It's a decent chunk of the season, though.
Yeah, it's a quarter of the season. That's the pretty small sample size.
25% to me is a decent amount. You can start to draw conclusions about a team.
Look, it's objectively a problem. It's a problem you're giving up first goal too often.
But they keep
but
winning.
I don't think that they're going to continue. If I were to project the final, what would it be? The final 62 games of the year or 60 games of the year. I don't think that the first goal percentage is going to be as low as it was in the first 22. I'm not expecting it. That said, they need to address it, and it's probably just a matter of focus. Some of it's a little bad luck. Maybe they haven't gotten some bounces. They've gotten some big saves against them on games where they've gotten off to good starts, and then they, even the Florida game, if you remember,
first 4 or 5 minutes they were good.
They could have easily scored in those first 3-4 minutes. They don't, obviously, and you can't be like, well, they should have. Well, they didn't. But if we're talking about projecting out in the future, maybe over the final 60 games, they will. This is an interesting point, though, because I gather that there are a lot of people who are despite the fact that the Flyers are, at least by points percentage, in a playoff spot right now, there are a lot of people who are very pessimistic that they will be able to keep this up. They think this is a mirage. They just don't think it's real. And I get it. Flyers, a lot of games this season have not been terribly aesthetically pleasing to watch. There's all the Michkov stuff about wanting him to get more ice time. There's the general offensive issues that we've seen. And there's the fact that I don't think anybody's ready to say that, Dan Vladar is definitely this good. So I get where the skepticism comes from. But there's also an element of, if you want to look at it from the optimist front, they're doing this despite giving up the first goal in 16 of 22 games. If they can fix that, then presumably they're probably going to win more games anyway, or at least it'll be easier for them to win games. It's the same thing with the Michkov Konechny stuff. One thing that I look at as a reason for optimism is I don't think Michkov is going to be this ineffective, or at least get this little ice time, if you want to look at it that way, the rest of the year. I think there will be a point where he will score more and he will get more minutes. Just like I think there will be a point where Travis Konechny will play better all-around hockey. And if that happens and everything else holds, then suddenly, like, team's looking pretty good. And it's the same thing with the first goal thing.
And just in terms of the sustainability, chances are they're not going to be able to keep erasing 2-goal deficits every night. But just the way they're playing overall, if Vladar is some semblance of this good, you can win this way.
Yeah.
Like, the goalie is a part of the team. I know
Sure.
we've always just kind of looked at it as like this other thing over here that, hey, wouldn't it be nice to have one of those? Maybe we do. I don't know. Again, he's only made, like 15 starts or whatever, but it's going pretty well. So maybe that part of it is sustainable. And if they can fix those other things, then it's a decent team.
That's kind of my thing. Is if Vladar regresses a little bit, but the rest of the way they get more from Michkov, they get more from Konechny, they stop giving up the first goal almost every single game. That's how you can make up for a bit of regression. I'm not expecting Vladar to fall off a cliff, but that's how you can make up for a little bit of regression from Vladar.
All right, on the other side, I want to talk a little power play. I want to look at the Islanders, and of course, we have the pregame picks. But first, got to talk about Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, and we got to talk about that early payout offer. Listen, maybe you want to bet against Philly and then let's bet for that comeback. Well, maybe if they fall down 3, you want to get that instant payout. That's exactly what happens with Bet365's early payout offer. If you bet a team on the money line and they go up by 3 goals, you're a winner. If you make them part of your parlay, it gets checked as a successful leg and you move on to the next one. Then, hey, maybe you want to see Philly come back, you play it the other way, and you win twice. It's that easy. And we have breaking news from Bet365. New customers now get $150 in bonus bets. When you bet just $5, win or lose, all you got to do is sign up, use code PHLY365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus and physically located in PA. If you're someone who has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now I got to tell you about Elkins, because you know who's dishing those championship-level Black Friday deals every single day. It is Elkins Chevrolet, located on Route 73 South in Marlton, New Jersey. It's run by 3 brothers, Jason, Adam, and Josh. They're in the store every single day working to make sure they have a huge lineup of Chevys at the best price while providing that honking good service. There's never any missed shots or drama, just real brothers running a local business and backing every Black Friday sales deal like it's the championship game. So if you're in the market for a new Chevy, make your next move to Elkins Chevrolet. Real brothers, real deals, and a whole lot of honking good service. Shop now at elkinschevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Honk, honk.
All right, Charlie. So this team's power play struggling a little of late. Something I wanted to point out here, because
it's been bad,
and it is Gulbenkian in the lineup today. So this is kind of ties into what I wanted to talk about. They're under 14% this month. They're 4 for 29. They're 0 for their last 12 in the last 6+ games. Michkov scored on the power play in the second period of the Edmonton game. The Flyers then went 0 for 2 in the third and haven't scored a power play goal since. I know it's been difficult to get Gulbenkian top 9 time because we have a ton of wingers, and honestly, a lot of them better than him. Gotcha. Okay. But given that the power play unit isn't producing at least the way it was in October, and definitely over the last 6 games plus a period, can't we figure out a way to get him some time there? Like, he's got skill, he's got size, he can get to the net, he battles, he does all these things. We talked about it a lot in preseason. Yeah. Like, maybe this is in terms of maybe he's 4th line, but they find a role for him, and none of those conversations seem to have panned out. But they need net front presence. They need a guy who can puck handle and distribute a little bit while also winning battles down low and along the boards. Feels like this could be a good way to find a place for him.
Look, I'm with you. I would like to see them at some point give Nikita Gulbenkian a look on the power play. He seems like a logical fit as a net front guy. He has the skill set. He has the skills. He seems like the hockey IQ maybe isn't elite. It seems like that's the issue that Toggett has with him, but it's good enough that I think he could be a net front option. If I had to guess, I would guess the reason why he's not getting a look there is because if you're a power play coach, and this was, look, I was very critical of Rocky Thompson. I was. But one point that he did make that was fair was it's hard to run a power play when the head coach is changing pieces because he's pulling guys off the power play because he's mad at them one day and he's like, well, take him off the power play. It's like, okay, I want to give this unit some time to gel. It's hard to use a guy like Gurbankin on the power play
when you don't know
if he's going to be in the lineup on a nightly basis, because you want to have those units get, a 5-game, 6-game runway to try to develop some chemistry. And if you're not sure if Gurbankin's going to be in one game after another, it's hard to give him that look. To me, the answer here is give him that runway. No, like make it clear to everyone that, yeah, all right, Nikita, you're getting the next 5 games. And then try him on the power play for 5 games and see what happens. Because as you mentioned with the recent results, power play hasn't been good.
It has not been good. And we've seen him have, in the preseason, some good chemistry with Michkov. And that unit is the one that has struggled the most this season.
Yeah,
when they were producing, it was the zegras Cates unit. Perhaps we could get one or both of them going with a little bit of help in front, down low, in battles, whatever it might be. We shall see. Hey, we have 54 likes. Thank you all for joining us. Appreciate it. Let's juice that number up. There's more than 54 people watching this show, and
it'd be cool to get 100 likes.
If you've tuned
during
in,
an Eagles game,
you should be able to get us to 100 likes. It would be nice.
100 likes on a pregame during the Eagles game. That would be very impressive.
It would be. Charlie, I guess we do. I think we got some super chats about it. The Michkov ice time thing.
We talked about it in the post game.
Yeah, we talked about it last post game, and
it's too low. He needs more ice time.
Gurbankin reminded me of it because Gurbankin played the 4th most minutes he's played in any game this season against Florida. It was still the fewest minutes he's of anyone on the team. I just feel like you could be using him better, and
I'm not. No, you know what? I disagree with you there. I don't think the ice time for Nikita Gurbankin is an issue. The issue for Nikita Gurbankin is playing every night. But if he's going to be on the 4th line, he's not going to get that many minutes. And you can't on one hand say I want to give Matvei Michkov more minutes, and then on the other hand say also give Nikita Gurbankin more minutes, because the way you get Matvei Michkov more minutes is to not give the 4th line a lot of minutes.
I understand. We saw, however, that idea of not a top 9, but maybe a top 10 experiment with Tocchet, lasted a couple of games maybe, and kind of got away from it.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that if they're not playing Gurbankin every game anyway.
Fair.
If anything, they're going to, the guy who's going to be the 10th forward is going to be like Obels, who is playing every game.
Yeah, that would really be something. If it
or
was,
Hathaway, who still hasn't scored.
Yeah, Hathaway. That's kind of my thing right now, is if there's going to be a rotation on the 4th line, it should probably be him and Delorier, but... They like Hathaway's presence. I got to believe there's more in there than what he's shown.
I hope there is. I really do.
I think we have a decent number of super chats, so I want to let's get to the pregame picks, and if we have time, we can talk about the Isles. But this is the pregame picks segment brought to you by Bet365. You can sign up, use code PHLY365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, whether your initial bet wins or loses. Must be 21 plus an NPA. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 2 bets today, Charlie. First one, Trevor Zegras anytime goal at plus 250. He has 1 goal and 1 assist in his last 5 games. I'd like to see him get it going a little bit. He had 2 goals, including a power play goal to tie it against the Islanders back on October 25th. I want to see more Trevor Zegras production. I don't think he's been bad. He's been making plays, doesn't always result in if he hooks someone up and they mishandle the pass, nothing he can do about that. He's shooting, certainly, has had his own chances. I want to see him get it back going a little bit. I want to make sure he stays above that point-a-game threshold. For me.
For you.
It'll make me feel good.
Yeah, just as a nice little post-Thanksgiving day treat.
For me and Danny, both of us, I think we've earned it.
Okay.
Trevor Zegras anytime goal plus 250. Let's see if they can get him going again. And, of course, tied after regulation, yes, at plus 300.
Yeah, this will definitely be an overtime game, right?
The Flyers have played 3 straight games that ended in regulation, Charlie. tying their season high. They are yet
That's hilarious.
They are yet to play 4 straight that have ended in regulation.
Yeah, this is going overtime.
And it's the Islanders. 4 of the last 7 Flyers Islanders games have gone to overtime. It's always it's always a 1-goal game.
Okay.
It always goes to OT. Erson's in. He always takes games. I just don't see why you wouldn't bet overtime today. Especially it's a holiday. We want to go home. It's going to overtime.
Of course it's going overtime.
It's going to overtime.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Eagles are on. Why wouldn't this game go to overtime? All right. Let's hit some super chats. I think we have a couple.
we have a few.
All right.
Oh, they're all from
JH.
JH.
All right. Not as many as I thought, but it's all JH. Love it. F the Birds for taking away my Black Friday flyers. Go Birds, go Flyers. Sam will accept your apologies after the game.
Yeah, it really is. We didn't talk enough
very
about
annoying,
that. It's annoying that, because this is obviously a tradition for a lot of families. A lot of families love to go to that Black Friday game. The Flyers, every team has the ability in the schedule to specifically ask the NHL for one game, and this is clearly the Flyers game, and they would have gotten it. It wasn't the NHL's fault. It was the NFL's fault. The NFL decided that they wanted the Eagles to get a Black Friday game to help their partnership with Amazon. And the Flyers are like, well, we really can't go head to head with the Eagles. It's going to be hard enough for them to go head to head with the Eagles in terms of ratings, but they really can't go head to head with the Eagles in terms of the same complex. No one would see either game. It would be a complete and total parking and driving disaster. So they were screwed, and it stinks.
Yeah. And it's funny because a lot of times, in the ratings, you can be like, oh, well, everyone who wasn't here was here, but since it's on Amazon, it's just so no one was watching TV. It's yeah, man, that's how streaming works now.
Yeah,
all right, next one from JH is it's just a Brenna appreciation.
Oh, okay. Always down for Brenna
I
appreciation.
got here early as hell today. Brenna had already been here. That's just the way it goes.
We love Brenna.
Absolutely. And finally, again from JH, trade Matvey, third line grub bum Michkov. This has been your daily live Flyers Twitter hot take.
No one wants Matvey Michkov to be traded, right? There's no one that's that deluded that they want him moved. He's very clearly an incredibly talented young player who is yet to even turn 21.
I don't even know what people want.
No
anymore.
one should want him to be traded, and I don't think the Flyers want him to be traded either, or want to trade him. But I don't know. Maybe I've missed on a certain dark corner of Flyers Twitter that is beating the trade Matvey Michkov immediately drum. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what people want anymore. I think everyone has just been driven mad by the team, quite honestly.
Maybe.
I can't even get mad at the people who are insane because, yes, you have been driven insane by them. I understand. Just real quick on the Islanders, Charlie, couple of things I wanted to touch on. They just went on a 7-game road trip and were really, really good on it. They shut out the Rangers and MSG because everyone does. But then they beat New Jersey, Vegas, and Utah all in overtime. They lose to Colorado because everyone does.
Right.
Then they came back and beat Dallas and Detroit, and I'm pretty sure they shut out Detroit. They go 6-1 on the road trip. Then they come home, 2-1 loss to the Blues, a 1-0 shootout win over the Kraken, and a 3-1 loss to the Bruins. Now they've scored 2 goals in regulation in their last 3 games. So maybe an under today is what I would look at as well.
You're not going to be able to miss him, obviously, but Matthew Schaefer has become a point of watching. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch him. It's annoying for the Flyers knowing that this guy is going to be a thorn in their side for the next decade plus. But he is a fun player to watch.
Even in his little slump he's in right now, he's got no goals and 1 assist in his last 6, Matthew Schaefer. He's +5 with 17 shots on goal, and he's averaging 25.5 minutes.
His underlying numbers are fantastic. So this isn't even a case of Celebrini's and Bedard are scoring a lot of points, but their 5-on-5 underlying metrics are garbage. Schaefer's underlying metrics are freaking awesome, and he's 18 years old and a defenseman.
And everyone who wondered about how Shabanov would fare when he chose the Islanders over the Flyers, he has played in 12 of 24 games. He missed half of them with an upper body injury he got in the middle of October, came back in the middle of this month. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists in 12 games. Half of those points all came in the 5-0 win against the Rangers last week.
So he's
been fine.
So he might be Yuri Dopita.
He might just be a nice third line,
be Yuri
kind of
Dopita.
guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there. And we have one more from
Blessed Martian.
Blessed Martian. That's funny. Take me higher, Bill. No.
Bring us that creed, William.
I refuse. It'll get cut for social media again. All right. That is all the time we have for you on the PHLY Flyers pregame show presented by Bet365. Thank you all for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Hit that like button. Get us up over 100 likes before we sign off. And follow us right here on the YouTube page. We'll be live as soon as this thing goes final with postgame. Follow us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers and follow the podcast. Just search PHLY Flyers. I am Bill Matz. That's Charlie O'Connor. Thank you to Brenna. Let's go Flyers.
We'll see you postgame.
We all silly like the mayor.